Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to this episode of the Islamic masjid of shariah. I would just like to report is cash, accounts receivable, reserve for bad debt, expense, and revenue. But how do we make revenue? Revenue should be made by cost of sales sold. So how do we get receivables through our accounts? Well, our thoughts and what we understand as knowledge becomes understanding. Or knowledge, the possession of knowledge, must include the possession of wisdom for us to understand. So now we know that to fully understand, we must be able to refer back to where we got knowledge from. So although we may know something, we don't fully have the knowledge of where we got the knowledge from. Or is the knowledge actually true? We believe it because it's written in a book. So basically, if you have possession, that's knowledge of what you possess. Or not knowing what you possess is wisdom. That possession reaches understanding. So if you know that with something you will receive a benefit, then you know wisdom. That means if you didn't possess something, you wouldn't be able to understand what it was until somebody caught you in possession of it. So basically, if they wanted it, it's one or two ways that they would receive it from you. So accounts receivable is either you sell it to them or they steal it from them. They steal it from you. So the reserve for bad debts is if they get something from you on credit and they don't pay you back, then you won't be able to receive your monies. So then you must have a reserve for bad debt from the cost of goods sold to the customer so that your revenues balance out when you make your balance sheet. So if every 6 months I receive $3,849, I don't receive $3,849 4 times a year. I receive it twice. Definitely, that would mean the cost of goods sold is the average of double of that number. So the cost of goods sold will be about $7,000 to $8,000. This is only enough to afford one item. If this item was sold at the cost of $9,000, $1,000 more could be made within about 1.5 months, or about 2 months or 3 months. Another 1,000. So if every year I got a total of $9,000, 4,000 plus 4,000 is 8,000. So in order for me to get another $1,000, I would have to wait another 2 or 3 months. So in order for me to spend $8,000 a year and only receive $9,000 is almost impossible. But to receive an extra $1,000 every year for 3 years, then it's possible for me to be able to make or to purchase something that may cost $3,849. So if what I'm trying to purchase costs the same amount of what I spend per year, and each year I get $1,000, how many years would it take for me to have $8,000? 8. But that's not what it takes. So what I'm trying to prove is the reason why you after me and are trying to do things to me is because what you believe is the information that is correct according to the information that you receive. And remember, when I first started off this message, I told you that knowledge, you get knowledge to understand. So what are you trying to understand? If you have wisdom, you draw up knowledge by having wisdom. So what are you possessing? So you possessing something. You have the knowledge of 6 but you don't have the knowledge of the possessor, which is you. You pay dividends into the merchandise that you pay for every day. So for a person not to be a taxpayer is almost impossible. When you go to the store, you pay taxes. So if a person gets food stamps, they don't pay taxes. But when they purchase things with money, they pay taxes. So when they purchase things with money, the taxes that they pay go right back on their food stamp card. So for a person not to receive a food stamp card that barely can afford to pay taxes, that when he gets his tax returns back, he has less than $1,000, he's not able to basically pay rent or to go to college or to work a job until he's able to prove to society that he's able to work a job and needs help to get to and from his job in order to be able to live functionally. So we're not seeking some type of extra incentive. We're seeking the ability to be just like everyone else, because a person possesses something and they don't want to sell it, that don't mean it can't be stolen away. So we steal something away from you. Is it truly illegal if we steal just a small 25-cent pack of gum from the store? Or we steal something that costs $9,000? What's the difference between petty larceny and grand larceny? Nothing. It's still stealing. You make the guidelines on what degree of punishment that you want to give someone, but when another person gives a degree of punishment for what they want to give someone, then you act like it's wrong. So if a mother or a father or a brother or a sister says, don't do that, and then they spank a child for doing that, a CPS monitor would come to the home, a child protection service officer would come to the home and take the child out the home because the child's been whooped. So the depreciation value on life goes along with life insurance policies. So because the person doesn't have insurance and you don't offer insurance, when you look at the insurance that they have, regardless of how they got it, if you don't want to respect that insurance, you just don't. So the depreciation value of a person continues to go down because what you possess, you don't serve. So when I act just like everybody else acts, they act like this isn't going according to plan because this person gets the ability to do things to us that we don't like. But when somebody else does it to you, you feel as if, well, I don't have no choice but to allow them to do it because they have the authority or power over it. I had the right to vote. I had the right to own a notary of public. I had the right to run for public office, which I may possibly be doing one day. So why would somebody tell me that I don't have the right to do something to them that any governor would do, any mayor would do, any senator would do, any president would do, and then you tell me I can't do it? Well, I can do it, and I'm going to do it. And there's nothing you can do about it. And anybody that tried to stop me from doing it, you can't call a national emergency and say, this person that can vote, can own a notary of public, can run for office, is doing something they're not supposed to be doing when every governor can do it, when every mayor can do it, and every president can do it. Senators too, congressmen too. So, if you really want to know what authority is, when you make your own rules and you're leaving your courtroom and you're trying to find out who made the rules in the Bible or who wrote the Bible, you refer to the person that you call King James. Don't come here to 11123 Timonium Drive asking, well, who wrote the Bible? Who made the rules? Well, go to King James, the one that you see on TV that you call King James, and making a mockery of everything that's ever been before, like you do the Quran, like you do the Bible, and say that this person is supposed to be some authority over all other basketball players because he scored more points than Michael Jordan. Well, there's a lot of things that I've done. If I can still vote, if I can still hold notary of public, if I can still be mayor, if I can still be a senator, if I can still be a congressman, if I can still be the president, then there must not be anything wrong. But they'll tell me I can't hold a gun, but they'll tell me I can do all of it. I have my civil rights back, but I can do everything except for that. Now, why would they tell me that? These are the type of rules that they make up, and I look at what color I am. Look at what type of hat I'm wearing on my head. They'll tell me I can do anything I want to do except. How can it be some type of except? Where is it that I'm living? What time did I wake up this morning to find out that the President of the United States of America still won't do what people are telling him to do, and he can do everything except be the president? And if he was the president, he would realize that it would be a lot better that I was destined to do what I'm doing now. Whatever I'm doing, it's just being a righteous Muslim. I'm being right. People will listen to you when you right. They'll vote for you when you right. They're not gonna vote for you if you're not right, because they don't understand what you're talking about, because it's false. You gotta separate truth from falsehood. A lot of people tell lies all of the time. Why they tell lies, I don't know. But I can tell you like this: Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, they're not having problems. But the main problem was Me being with a Caucasian white girl that look like Kim Kardashian, I can't be with her. I'm not saying I look like Kanye West, because some people could declare me ugly. Some people can declare me inhumane. Some people can declare me somebody who suffers from dogma. Some people can declare me a wizard. Some people can declare me a sorcerer. Some people can declare me a god. But one thing they won't declare me is married to a virgin. Because that's what I was. And the problem with me going to another virgin's house and sleeping with them is that they believe after you slept with that woman, you wasn't a virgin no more. Well, you're totally confused about all the things that's going on. So at the time that you thought you knew something about this hat that I'm wearing on my head, there's no possible way I could wear it if I wasn't. So now I ask you, as close as I'm getting, how much further do you want to go punishing me for the things that I'm allowed to do? You try to find out a reason why I'm not allowed to do something, but I got all the reason to do what? Be a notary of public, vote, be the mayor, be a senator, be a congressman, be the president of the United States. But there's many people who tell me that, no, that's not true. You a felon. Can't put me back in this orange shirt in a prison. They can't put me in a isolation cell. They can't kick in my door and not have a search warrant for my house. They can't stick my hands in through the door and then shackle my legs. They can't do that. They might want to, but they've never gone through it, and that's what they're scared of. They're scared for that to ever happen to them, but I'm finding out now that's not even what they want to do anymore. What they want to do is just put a bullet in me and let me lay to rest. But I'm not getting tired and I'm not getting sleepy. I'm not going to rest until my legacy is fulfilled, until my destiny is fulfilled. That's what they want. They want for the world to see another black man dead. That's what they want. So while I'm sitting here and I'm concentrating on how to do better in life, because the first thing we should do is we should go to the courtroom. We should walk to the Chesterfield County General District Courtroom and ask, why is it so hard for Eric Martin to get a car? Why? Anything that he does, you think that you have to give him permission. You don't have to give him permission to do nothing. You don't own Eric Martin. Eric Martin is his own man. I'm going to tell you a short story because this video is about to cut off. My name is Eric Martin. Your name is Cindy. If anybody had to give me permission to do anything, it's you. If you give up your name to do what you're responsible for doing, which you're not responsible for doing anymore, because as your title goes, you're not responsible for me in the circle that I reside in. So as I reside in this circle, my quest grows even shorter in that circle because everyone would like to be responsible for me. But yet and still, as you know, there is but one person that is responsible for me. And that's me.